It's counting.
Hey Google, play Harold Sullivan 78 Scooby-Doo video.
Got it. Here's Harold Sullivan 78 Scooby-Doo videos on YouTube.
Hey Google, turn your volume to 70%.
Movie star.
Hey Google, restart video.
Hey everyone, Scott Innes, voice actor, Hollywood actor, movie star. Don't believe all that. I'm a legend in my own mind. Hey, you know me better as the voice of some of the most popular cartoon characters in the world. Scooby-Dooby-Doo, Scrappy-Dappy-Doo, Puppy Power, like you say too. And you've got the Sullivan Project podcast coming at you right now.
Hey Google, stop. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. Hey Google, turn your volume to 50%. Alright, y'all, we're going to take two. I don't know if it's the camera or what, but now this is the second time where I'm trying. There's a brand new camera from Amazon where I tried to record, and it shut off after a couple minutes, which it's supposed to do if you don't push the recorder or anything, if you don't touch anything. It has a 3-minute thing. But I hit the recorder and it beeped. And then after 3 minutes, it shut off. So we'll try this again. It's a good thing well, actually, we know it was recorded, but my sister hit the button for me and left it down. So. Well, we're good to go as far as I know. If y'all can't see me or hear me, please turn it up. So, in case you haven't tuned in before, and actually, welcome to the Sullivan Project podcast. In case I haven't said it, I'm Harold Sullivan. Again, I'm just going to be obviously technology. It works, it's great, you know. If it doesn't work, it's not. So, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 6:51 p.m.
Yeah, because I started at what? It wasn't even that long. Jesus. Yeah, I think it was 43 maybe. It probably did. I think it was probably 3 minutes. It's like it's not recording when it should. But it makes a sound when the power goes off. So it's not, it's like I just hadn't set it down and didn't touch it for 3 minutes. But I hit record, turned it around and everything. So we'll see if it sticks this time. But anyways, yeah. I went blind a little over 2 years ago. I was born with an autoimmune disease. And I've been able to walk since I was under the age of 10. I'm almost 45. So I started this podcast to help. I want to help people. We're all here for a reason. We're all here to do something. And if we could just help somebody feel better, or just say something, to let them not feel so alone. Our pain is our strength, not our weakness. I've come up with that. And a couple other Sullianisms. Since I've been blind, I've been writing songs and things. But yeah, we're not freaks and we're not this or that. We're all here. We're the individual. We're supposed to be that way. We all have things to offer and benefit. It's all positive. You got to look at it that way. You're this, and this. And that's for a reason. Don't feel secluded. So we have guests on here, audio or video if you want. And you can contact the Sullivan Project podcast on YouTube and TikTok, Harold Sullivan 78. And Facebook, Harold Sullivan _35. And you can call the show, 724-513-1472. And I'm going to start giving out the email because I hadn't realized the comments are not on YouTube because the channel is set for everyone. I want everyone to view. This is a podcast for everyone about everything. And so I try to keep it, But we talk about spiritual, metaphysical, supernatural, paranormal, and then movies, TV, art, entertainment, sports, just whatever, just come on, just chill, like I said, we just talk. And different themes. Sometimes we do movie reviews or whatever. And we're going to do this week, let me give the email, HS, like the initials, Harold Sullivan, because it's the Sullivan Project podcast. So it's HS 1978 2015, and that's at outlook.com. So then you can leave it, and you can leave your comments there, or on TikTok and Facebook. And we do appreciate shares, likes, and ratings. And we just hit over 100 subscribers on YouTube. Oh man, I was tearing up when my sister read it to me. So we have over 100 podcast episodes in a little over a year and a half. I've done it since I lost my sight completely, and I just one night I asked God, I didn't want to live anymore. I quit breathing 20 times because I have sleep apnea, and it just came, it came to me. You're here to do something. Come with me now, and come here and be happy. Enjoy your life. And then after that, once you're not afraid to die, you can live. And I learned to love myself and just accept me, and I got to accept everybody, and you have to love everyone unconditional first. And accept everybody for who are you? I'm not the judge, I'm just a messenger. So I can't say that this, and this is wrong or right about somebody, And perfection is an opinion, not an existence. That's another syllogism. Nothing's perfect. Have your moment and go on. Get on past it. Don't expect everything to go boom, 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 or everything to be what your opinion of perfect is. So I've, had to learn to grow and kind of adapt a lot since I lost my sight. I had a lot in. I've been close to death 30-some times. I've known over 30 people that died. But like I said, I'm still here. Why are you still here? Why is everyone else still here? Figure that out. And then you'll be happy when you figure out what you're here to do. I just want to help people. Like I said, if I say one thing to help someone, thank you, Jesus. So yeah, we're going to talk about this week, or this episode, I should say.
Ambient screen.
No. Alexa, what time is it? I want to make sure it's still recording, hopefully.
The time is 6:56 p.m.
And that was 51, right? I can't remember 51, yeah. So we'll know this 5 minutes in, but I don't know. I got oil on my hands. Maybe I'm just not hitting the button. I think that's what it is. I got to hit the button better. That button is so wiggly. I think maybe that the record button, I'm not hitting it correctly. Or not hitting it solidly, which is kind of silly. But I got to answer that, right? Just make sure if I don't hear people, I'm good to go. If I do, I just restart, right? Like I said, I'm blind and trials and tribulations, but I'm glad to still be here. But yeah, we're going to talk about crappy cult classics, and not just the cult classics, but the ones that are so bad that they're good. And then some catfish stories. And I've done these catfish stories, a couple of them, if you go back to some earlier episodes, and some of you may not have heard, so we're going to do those again here once we get going. Yeah, I'm going to start a bracket of crappy cult classics. Also, upcoming, I got astrology and numerology for a friend, a report that I did. And then my friend Ashley, that I mentioned before, I'm going to do one for her. And it's so odd because she told me I finally found her birthday. She said it's okay to say it, 2/22 and 96. And somehow when I heard it, it was like I knew it, right? And 2/22 is just odd, and it's good because you got the twos, right? But then when you add it up, me and her have the same life path number 4. And it's like I knew that, and whenever she told me that, I kind of like, I just felt something. As soon as she said the number, before I added it up. And then I was like, oh wow, we have the same. And actually I have somebody in my past that I was close to that I kind of lost. That I had, when I redid their birthday, and I didn't know about numerology years ago. So recently, when I added their numbers, we have the same life path. So now what, you can take that good or bad, right? Like I said, everything's 2 sides. So, but yeah, I'm going to do that for Ashley. Maybe in next coming weeks. And it gives me practice. And if anybody else wants, free report. I'm just starting off with this kind of stuff. I got audio books. I've listened to hundreds of books in the last couple of years. And also I'm in the audio Bible, going through the 9th time now, halfway through. So some of my favorite Bible verses Do unto others as you would have them do to you. With God, all things are possible. Fear, fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. And then you have paraphrasing, let ye who be without sin cast the first stone. He's talking, we're talking about Mary Magdalene and this and that, which a lot of that stuff, yeah, they rearrange stuff and they try to take the power away and want to talk bad on women in the Bible for the most part. I don't like that. I don't like bad about anybody. Don't talk bad. What does that gain? If somebody does that, there's something there, because we're made to be love and light. So why do all that? Right. So I believe we're still recording here. I haven't heard a beep after 3 or 4 minutes. But I can't have someone just turn on the camera every time I want to record it. You know what I mean? So let's get to this. Let's see here. Alexa, what are my stickies?
Okay,
Alexa, what are my stickies?
I found 21 notes.
You did?
First note, crappy after the fact.
Okay.
Second note, Monster Movies Dark by Trilogy Ric Flair.
Okay.
Third note,
Claire.
create a 3 The Sophia video tutorial YouTube Quantum Leap Superman
Alexa,
Fantastic
stop.
4.
Okay, Ric Flair has just appeared on AEW, in case people don't know. He's coming there to help out with Sting. And Sting plans on, spoilers, Sting's going to retire next year, I guess. So Flair's going to came back. I also checked out the movie Creed 3. It's finally on demand for free now. The third in the Creed trilogy, which you can add the best movie trilogies, I guess. I'm going to do a bracket on that and start breaking it down here. So people can write in, with votes and whatever, or call in or comment on the bracket. So best movie trilogies is coming up. So Creed, a little bit of review on that. We'll do Creed 3. Rocky wasn't in it, Sullivan wasn't in it, but he was mentioned. So of course that drags it down and makes it less, it's less good to me. It's less, I don't know, it just didn't feel like a Rocky. But I like the first two. The third one was alright. It was a good trilogy. Kind of wraps it up. And the third one, Adonis, Creed, kind of really don't have any challenges and whatnot. And then he got a dude, he's training, and the dude wants to fight, he's going to fight Drago's son. And Drago's son gets hurt, so they need somebody else. So somebody from Adonis's past, who was supposed to make it but didn't because he went to jail, comes back and actually gets good and ends up fighting the guy. They're rehashing the stories from Rocky 5 and 3 and 4, just like they did with the first two, if you go back. The first two Creeds. They're rewriting the Rocky movies into different movies and putting Creed's character in. And I noticed this for being a writer. And I did fan films when I was younger. So, but yeah, it's a good story though. And then his woman, of course, she was a singer and she lost her hearing partly. So now she just produces and they have a baby. And as I said in the last one, the baby was born deaf. So the baby's a few years old now, and the baby wants to start fighting because she gets beat up at school, I guess. She's really young, and so we're actually going to get a youngster fighting because Rocky never taught his son, and we thought that's where that was going to go, but they're going to keep the movie going now, with more Creeds and a little. So it was okay though. I mean, not bad. And then Sophia, there's a book, the Sophia Code, and the Sophia is basically you have the Father, the Son, the Holy Ghost, or the Holy Spirit, and that's the feminine, and that is Sophia. But again, we're not taught that, and we don't have her name, and her name is taken away, pretty much. Sophia means it's wisdom, I believe, in Hebrew or another language. And so that word, the word wisdom, appears in the Bible many times, and they may be referring to Sophia, but the Bible's edited, so things are taken out, and again, they don't want you. Hey, you have to have male and female to make. So, but they want all male. They take all power, man to God. Jesus is a male, but there was a female. So the Sophia book is basically about the Sophia, about her, and replacing a lot of what they say is male with just female. But then there's other masters and stuff like White Buffalo Woman and Mary Magdalene and Mother Mary, and so it's it's a lot about female guardians and things, and I loved it. So it's all about love and light and warming. Okay, so we got that. Also, I want to tell you all how I did that video. So if you go back on the Sullivan Project podcast page, there's like a 17-second little Happy Halloween shout out. And I did this, my sister helped me cut it together, and I'm blind, as I mentioned, with free software. So you guys can just find this stuff. These are websites that I've used to do stuff in the past, paranormal stuff or fan films, all on my YouTube and TikTok and Facebook. So we got Descript. Not sure how to spell it, but there's a voice narrator, and you type in the words or paste in your text, and you can pick different voices and save an audio clip of the guy speaking. So that's what I use, and they have different voices. And you could pay for more, but I use the free stuff. So this is all how to do stuff for free. Okay, and then Paxel, I think it's P-E, not P-I, Paxels. You can get free videos and pictures, I think. So that's where I got the skull video. All copyright free, license free, whatever. And then music was SoundCloud. I think that's the 3 websites. And then you have video, you have audio with a guy talking, and then you have the music behind it. So that's how you do that. And then let me mention, Alexa, what are my stickies?
Okay,
Alexa, what are my stickies?
I found 21 notes. First note, crappy after the fact. Second note, Monster Movies Dark by Trilogy Ric Flair. Third note, create a 3 The Sophia video tutorial YouTube Quantum Leap Superman Fantastic Four. And fourth note, I don't have to think, I just know consciousness links.
Alexa,
Would you like to hear the next 4?
Okay, so we mentioned YouTube. I don't know if I got to mention this on the comments, yeah. So write into the email, because the comments, YouTube won't do them. But let's keep getting the subscribers. We're over 100. The comments are blocked on there because I have it set for everybody. So, and then Quantum Leap, episode 4 of the remake. Short review on that. It was about a guy. He was trying to save an older movie actor from mysteriously dying or committing suicide. And him and the girl broke up, the Leaper Ben, and he's like, I can't deal with you anymore. And the whole triangle, and they're bringing in other people as holograms, and it's gone crazy. It's like they're just writing them as they go, and I just don't understand. That's my opinion. But again, I'm still going to back it, and I'm on the Quantum Leap podcast as a producer. So check out that podcast wherever you check out podcasts, the Quantum Leap podcast. But and then last time Greg brought it up, I may have mentioned it. Let's see. I was talking about Superman movies that didn't get made, and I mentioned the Justice League, and the Justice League was actually going to be George Miller, who did Mad Max, and Corbin was going to direct a Fantastic Four movie that actually got made, that you could find, but it's hard to find, but it wasn't released. So I think I mixed the 2 directors. I got so much information on it. But Corbin, the director from the 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, all around, he did a Fantastic Four movie, and it wasn't released. And then we had George Miller, who was the Mad Max director. He was on board to direct a Justice League movie that never got made. So, hey, Alexa, what are my stickies?
Okay.
Alexa, what are my stickies? Alexa, what are my stickies?
I found 21 notes.
You did?
First note, crappy after the fact.
We're going to do monster
Second
movies
note,
here too.
Monster
soon.
Movies Dark by Trilogy Ric Flair.
Monster movies.
Third note, create a 3 The Sophia video tutorial YouTube Quantum Leap Superman Fantastic Four.
Yeah, okay.
And fourth note, I don't have to think, I just know consciousness links.
Alexa, stop.
Would you like to...
Okay, now I don't think I have to know. Now, this came to me the other day, and it explains a lot. And some people have this going on too, where, say, for instance, a math problem, you just look and know how to do it. You don't have to go through all the steps. When I was in school, and I used to write my hands hurt. They would mark it wrong because I just wrote the answer. And even now, I just know sometimes. And I just pull out, and I just know how to do stuff. I don't have to go through all the other, what most people have to figure out. I know already, or I've figured it out already. And so people will take it a certain way, and they just don't understand it, so they come the evil way. It's like, you gotta be patient with that. You know, we're not all the same. We're not perfect. We're all on different levels, emotionally, mentally, and all that. So, you don't know what people have, what they got inside. So, be patient. Don't judge it. Like I said, you ain't God, so how can you judge? We're not perfect. We're not supposed to be. That would be like being a robot with nothing, and nothing would change to be different. Where's the fun in that? It would just be like going around, not doing nothing. So, conscious links now, I've had this too. I don't know if there's a name for this, but I've had a few times where I know I've had visions, dreams, memories that were not mine. And the best way I can explain this is, say for instance, there's something where I feel that I was at a construction yard. What I think is I linked with someone else at a point, and we can do this at any moment because we're all connected. We're just a little drop in the ocean, like basically like the internet. And we're just one little spark, but we're all connected in a web. You go down to the next web, it's all like this big spider web. And we seem like we're independent, but we're not. We're connected as one. So I think I connected with someone who worked at a construction yard. I just went into their conscious in a moment and lived it. And then I have that memory, I come back out. And we all do this, and we just drift and go into, someone else's thing and come back. And it could be nighttime, any time of day, because time of day there's no such thing as time. So you could have something during the day happen that you dream happened at night, but it happened during the day, but at night it was night. Like it doesn't, so it doesn't have to correlate with the time of day or even the year or whatever, because time doesn't exist. So I'm thinking I'm dreaming of construction, and I just popped in someone's head, and they were doing construction at some point in history. It doesn't matter what time of day in my vision it was. That doesn't mean it happened at that time of day, if that makes sense. So that, and then riding on the bus. But this is a local, the bus Rochester, the bus terminal. The heater just kicked on, in case y'all can hear it. And it's 80 degrees, but the heater's coming on. But yeah, the construction, I'm not sure where that is, but the Rochester terminal is clear enough that I know that somebody who was riding there or getting out of there, and it wasn't me at the time, and again, well, maybe it was just a few times that I rode in and out of it, but I don't think it felt like it was different. Because I know, when you did something you didn't. So somebody who was riding the BCTA, the Beaver County buses, I linked with them for a few times, just like nodding off in my bedroom, and I had to remember, like, I was with them, like, jacked off, like, low jacked, I don't know. But these are just two things to think about. Sometimes you link with someone else's conscious, and you fall asleep, a memory pops in, or an idea, and it comes from somewhere else, right? So let's talk about and start the catfish and stuff here. And then we'll get into crappy cult classics, a bracket. We'll start breaking them down. I appreciate y'all the great comment, share, and actually, call in or email the show, hs19782015 at outlook.com or 724-513-1472. And we can break the bracket down. And I'll get some other people's votes, maybe Greg or Chris. They're both in the movies. So, and if you want to leave messages for anyone on the show, you can do that. So the first couple of catfishes, I'll tell you about ones I was involved. When I first got the internet and computers and that, I was like late teens, early 20s, for about 19. And the chat was, we'd stay up all night, man. The Yahoo chat, they had microphones. It was the first time you could talk to people from other countries and all that, so it was awesome. Anyway, I was talking to a girl for just a little bit since she was 16. I was 19. And we just talked, a couple months on the phone. Well, we got the phone number. We talked on chat for like a week or two. And then I had to give her my number, and she called on like a phone card or a payphone. Because back then there wasn't long distance. You had to use phone cards or call on long distance. You had to have a plan, or you get charged per minute on your bill, which was ridiculous how much they charged. So anyway, she called a few times, and I started calling her and back and forth, no problems. And then a few months later, I sent her a hockey video of me playing street hockey in a jersey, and again we were just friends talking. And then her mom brought her down to visit, and of course the first thing was, oh, her mother bringing her. But again, she claims she's 16, so most people don't have vehicles or licenses, not even now, you know. And this was like freaking 30, 20 years, 25 years ago. I don't know, a long time ago. Yeah, because I'm almost 45. So anyway, the girl, mom brings her and explains she's only 13, not 16. I'm like, oh my god, I couldn't tell. The only picture I saw of her was at the time they had the little cameras that printed out 4 or 5 pictures in a row, like the photo booth ones, and you would scan them on a scanner and you could email them. So I saw this little face shot, and she knew my condition, but you know. So I got Catfish there, and anyway, they wouldn't let her talk to me ever again after that. So that was terrible. She brought a stuffed animal with her, and that put like stuff sprayed that smelled good on it, and left it here. And then that made me sad, and I got rid of it because I didn't want to have that. Jesus, that was like the first time I kind of really talked to someone for a few months. But see, after that, I met a woman. I met a few people. I became insecure, and I was catfished by some people. Then I started using pictures. So I met a woman on there, and she thought I looked different. And then I came clean, and I told her, and then here she was okay with disabilities and all that. And she actually drove from Michigan to see me, spent the weekend with me, made me food and all that, treated me real good. She was older. She was like 10 years older. I was 22. She was 32. Anyway, come to find out, when she went back after the second visit, she's acting weird, kind of going in and out of the house and leaving. And this is when people were starting to get cell phones and stuff. She kept going outside to make calls. I come to find out she's married. She's married and she had kids. She's sleeping in the bed with the guy, but talking to me during the day and at night. And I guess she bought some guy plane tickets from Canada, I think, after that to come see her. I don't know what she was planning on doing. But. And then I met another lady who was married after that I didn't even know she was married. And the lady drove like 3 hours to come and see me. And we talked on the phone. We didn't exchange pictures, but I told her I was in a wheelchair and all that. Because I learned to be upfront, because if you say that and you don't tell people and they're not comfortable, then you get feelings. A lot of people are not cool with a disabled person. You know, now I'm like, I love me, you know, accept me. And I love everybody unconditional. I don't care if you're missing a body part or what color you are or whatever. It doesn't matter to me. And I never did see all that. I saw inside, and that's what matters. Love the soul, not the shell. Right? So, anyway, the lady came down to see me. As soon as she came in, she talked to me for like 1 second. She's like, oh, I'm going to go to the store. And just took off and left and never came back. And then a couple of days later, a man was calling me saying it was her husband. And she was in some other state with some other guy. And I was like, I don't know. I didn't know she was married. I was like, we didn't do anything. She just turned around and left. To be honest, we didn't do. I don't want no trouble, huh? So I had that happen. And then I had a lady who I talked to who really gave me some heartache. And I gave her heartache too because she didn't know that I was catfishing her, right? She was getting on video, but I wasn't. She just saw pictures of what she thought was me. And again, this is 20-some years ago. It was a long time ago. And she said she had endometriosis, which I didn't know was quote unquote tightening, chronic tight vagina, which causes a lot of pain. But this woman had lots of problems and slept around a lot, and it didn't make sense. Why would you do all this? And said she'd been doing it from a younger age and she was abused. She also had all these scars from cutting herself all over her body, hundreds of them. And she used to disappear all the time and not call me or hang up and disappear for days and make me worried. And I'm scared, like, what are you doing, you know? And then she called me one time. First she said she was on the heart transplant list, waiting for a heart. So that's made me worried every time she disappeared. But then I'm like, no, there's no way she's. I'm like, send me to the hospital, show me the paper on the computer, like if you went to the hospital, because this is all the time. You know, one time she called me up, or no, she texted me saying she was dying or something. No, she called me up saying she was going to kill herself, and she was walking in the middle of traffic, and I could hear cars, and this was late at night. And another time she texted me saying she was dying, and I didn't know how to get a hold of the girl. All I knew was the town she was in, so I tried to look up online and call the sheriff in that area and say, look, this isn't a joke. But a friend of mine is texting me. I don't know why she's texting and not calling 911 or someone else. But she's telling me she's dying, and I'm trying to get her help. A couple hours later, I don't hear nothing. I call back the sheriff. They're like, oh, she's fine. She's just having a little anxiety, and her sister will take her to the hospital if she needs to. I'm like, Jesus. And you know if you got anxiety or a heart attack. So it seemed like she was just playing, to get my strings and stuff for a long time. And then eventually I got to talk to her parents, and when I couldn't get a hold of her one time, I had their number, because she called from it or something, I can't remember, because she was very, very mysterious all the time. And they said, oh, she did that, she made up stories, she wasn't dying from a heart, needed a heart, and I'm like, but we quit talking and stuff, and then years later I actually talked to her again on the internet and found out she had a baby and she's doing better. And I came clean because I wanted to, right after I lost my son actually, just find anybody that I thought I may have did wrong or I did do wrong or problems I've had on either end, just come clean because life is too short. We live and die in one breath. And I don't want to carry it with me, and if I did someone wrong, I know better now. I should never pretend to. Nobody should pretend. Just be you, like I said. Let someone love you for you. If they don't, it's better to be alone. Really. So we got a couple more catfish, then we're going to get into the bracket of crappie called classics. So this was a doctor's online years ago. My insurance had quit paying for OxyContin they had me on. So they wanted me to try other stuff. I'm like, at that point, you don't want anything else, believe me. So I was willing to pay hundreds. It was 400 something bucks was just online, an online doctor, quote unquote, which is way cheaper than what they wanted at the pharmacy, believe me. So I got scammed by an online doctor. I sent them Western Union. By the time I got home, I realized that it was some Indian name, not even like a real legit thing. I called Western Union and said it was already picked up in the other country. So I lost that 450 bucks yet, right? But get this, 17 years later, I kid you not, I get a letter in the mail where I'm at, and by the grace of God, I guess I'm back in the same place. I've been here on and off for like 30 years in my mom's old house. And my mom passed away years ago, and my dad, so oh man, praying for them that they're happy where they're at. So, yeah, they sent a letter saying that people were rewarded money. There was a settlement, and everybody would get their money back. So somehow they found me, and I ended up getting that check. So, the government does sometimes. They do find you. They help you out, right? And another internet scam type deal. This is on eBay and other things, where a guy is just signing autographs on or just whatever. And just putting the stuff up there and making fake proof of authenticity. And and like I said, people, you want to get stuff, let me know. If you don't want to come on and say it, let me know and I'll say it for you. But and they quit doing it. They were making money and they just felt guilty after a while because people were buying the stuff and they're getting money, and then eBay and all these other websites, I guess they're not even strict enough to. What did they do to make sure stuff was real? You know what I mean? So they were letting all this fake stuff go. That's a shame. And then another internet scam is places that are selling fake IDs, fake videos, and fake pictures of women and men to use on Instagram and all these other sites for like the fans onlys and whatnot. Some of them are adults, some are not. And people can buy these packages and pretend to be other people. And this is illegal. I don't know how they do it. I'm not going to give any information away because I don't want people using it. But this is another scam. So you could be talking to someone, and even the video they send you could be just a video that's pre-recorded, hundreds of videos. Even just putting a finger up or just scratching their forehead. Just, you know what I mean? Things that you would ask someone to verify. Or pictures with fake IDs. Like, this is terrible. And this all goes online. So you don't know who these people are. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, young girl Sherry married to Rachel.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Russian bride doctor ID eBay green slime.
Hey
Second,
Google, delete the first one.
Done.
Alright, we're going to get into the crappy call classics. And the first one I'm going to mention, Greg helped out with a list of a few of these. And again, if you guys want to add more to it, contact the show. You know, send the email, send the video, or well, you can do that. I got Messenger, and I can answer a Messenger with my voice, the video and audio. So on Facebook. But yeah, send the audio. Send the email or leave a voicemail. Is what I meant to say. But the green slime is from 1950s. It's before either I or Greg were born. But Crappy Call Classic, we'll add that to the list. And it's kind of a knockoff of the blog, and it's about slime, you know, it kills people apparently. But the green slime, so we're going to have that as number one. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, He-Man Toxic Avenger Joe Apartment Pumpkinhead.
Hey Google, stop. Okay. And we got He-Man. Alexa, what time is it?
The time is 7:26 p.m.
What was I here? Okay. So He-Man, this is Masters of the Universe, Dolph Lundgren, late 80s, I believe. It might have been as jacked up and as beefed as he ever was. He had the long hair. Didn't really look anything like He-Man. They took all the color out of the cartoon and the action figures and pretty much just made it all black leather or dark and added characters that weren't in there. The special effects were similar to Back to the Future 2. And who else was in there? Courtney Cox. Okay, yeah, she was married to David Arquette. That's where I was going. Courtney Cox is in there. Dolph Lundgren. And it's pretty crappy, but it's good because it's He-Man, you know what I mean? And he has his sword, and he has a couple of, you know, his people, and there's an evil land. Skeletor, that's what I have to mention. Skeletor is Franklin Jello, the classic iconic actor. He made Skeletor good. Skeletor was really good. But it's really the only live action He-Man we have. So check that out. So we're going to add He-Man in there and the green slime. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, He-Man Toxic Avenger Joe Apartment Pumpkinhead.
Hey Google, stop. Toxic Avenger. That's there was a series of those in the 80s. I think Corbin actually directed those, if I'm not mistaken. Because he was more known for that kind of thing, not really superheroes. And it was about a nerd who gets in an accident and he becomes this like big beefy guy and he just takes revenge. So it's a Toxic Avenger. And so check out that. Toxic Avenger. So we got those three. And then we got Joe's Apartment. Has Jerry O'Connell. And I lived in places like this, except for they didn't really speak. But he lives in an apartment building that's infested with roaches. And they talk and stuff, and they put on shows, and the guy just is crazy. They're like pets almost. So, like I said, these are crappy cult classics. Joe's Apartment. We got Joe's Apartment. We got He-Man. We got the Green Slime. And, hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, He-Man Toxic
Avenger
Joe Apartment Pumpkinhead.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
And then we got Pumpkinhead. I believe that's Lance Hendrickson, the guy from from Alien, who played the robot in the first one. He's been in a few of the Alien movies. But anyway, Pumpkinhead is this thing that I think someone dies and they call upon the demon, and he's got a pumpkin for a head. It looks like well, it doesn't really look like a pumpkin head. I mean, I guess he does, but it's flat, a little narrow. He looks more like the alien creature. But it's called Pumpkinhead. There's a few different ones. They're horror comedy, Pumpkinhead. So we've got those, and we have the green slime. I think I got about 13. I'm going to try to get down to about 10 and go from there. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Goldie's Mario Brothers, Space Invaders, Garbage Pail Kids.
Hey Google, stop. Okay, so Ghoulies. That is a creature movie with these little tiny, like puppeteer, like critters or aliens almost, and they're like a carnivore or a circus. And there's some kind of dark magic going on. I don't know if they're monsters or ghouls, but they're called Ghoulies. And there are several of them, but it's so cheesy, like I said. You can tell they're little puppets. People are moving them, and the mouth closes and little teeth on there. Ghoulies. It's Ghoulies. The Ghoulies. So we got Ghoulies. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Goldie's Mario Brothers, Space Invaders, Garbage
Hey
Pail
Google,
Kids.
stop. Okay, Mario Brothers, and that's with Bob Hoskins, John Leguizamo. The first live action, maybe the only one. And Dennis Hopper played King Koopa, and there might have been some other well-known people, but the movie wasn't very good at all. It was just disgusting, kind of. There was a fungus taking over New York, and again, why do these bring these people like in He-Man? They brought He-Man into our world. Why can't we have a world, a movie, like set in the universe it's supposed to be? You know, why does everything come here like the Smurfs? They come here. You know? But He-Man or what was I saying now?
Ambient screen.
Mario Brothers. I mean, I don't even know if they play the music in it at all. But the plot's not very good either. But it had good actors, and so. Mario Brothers. Spaced Invaders is called Spaced with an ED, Spaced. And it's about like stellar aliens. I don't really remember much, but I'll probably get back into it and check it out again. Spaced Invaders. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember? I think it has something to do with a radio station.
First, Goldie's Mario Brothers, Space Invaders, Garbage Pail Kids.
Hey Google, stop. Garbage Pail Kids. A lot of people don't know there was a movie, and it had smaller people in suits with the animatronic heads like the Ninja Turtle movies. And it's a crappy cult classic. They didn't have too many of the Garbage Pail Kids because there was like hundreds of them over the years in all those series of baseball card, bubblegum cards, stickers. And they were making fun of Cabbage Patch Kids. So they were like more for males. Males had the Garbage Pail Kids, the cards, and the girls had the Cabbage Patch Kid dolls. And they were like little gross stickers. So there was a movie, Garbage Pail Kids. And they came here and they were kind of like elves. They were helping this young fella make clothing to make money. And it turns out they're good at doing stuff. But then he was trying to help them keep from being locked up with people that were considered freaks. You know, like there was this agency going around locking freaks up. So that's messed up. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Goldie's Mario Brothers, Space Invaders, Garbage Pail Kids.
Hey Google, delete the first one.
Done. It's forgotten.
Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bubba Hotel, My Name is Bruce Earth Girls or Easy Puppet Master.
Okay.
Second, Tide Weed.
Hey Google, stop. I'm also working on some comedy here soon. I want to be trying to do maybe. If you don't think I'm funny, let me know. I'm not trying to be, but okay. So Bubba Hotep is a Bruce Campbell movie where he plays Elvis, who's still alive in an old nursing home, and there's a mummy who's stealing the old people's souls because they're easy targets to get life force. Check that out. My Name is Bruce. Bruce Campbell again plays himself, and these young fans kidnap him because there's a monster attacking their town, and they want him to try to save them. So it's called My Name is Bruce because he's like, my name is Bruce. They think, you know, I'm not this guy in those movies. So Earth Girls Are Easy, and that is with Damon Wayans, Jim Carrey, one of his first movies, and Jeff Goldblum, I believe. And they're like these furry, colorful, furry aliens that are kind of quote unquote randy. They come to Earth. Gina Davis, I think, is in it. And so it's another all-star cast. Earth girls are easy. Hey Google, what did I want you to remember?
Here's what you told me. First, Bubba Hotel, my name is Bruce Earth Girls or Easy Puppet Master. Second,
Hey Google, delete the first one. And Puppet Master. There's a bunch of Puppet Master.
Done. It's forgotten.
Okay. Hopefully it deleted it. It took a while. There's a bunch of Puppet Master movies too, but it's basically the premise is these little puppets, and they're creepy too because it's kind of like a Chucky, but they're puppets and they come to life and they kill people. Nasty, violent. They just show up. Sometimes there's 10 or 15, but they're all rejected puppets made out of different kind of things. Some have weapons on them, and they're just not puppets or toys or dolls that you would want. There's also another series, Demonic Toys or something, and they did a crossover, Puppet Master versus Demonic Toys. So, Alexa, what time is it?
It's 7:35 p.m.
Okay, so we're gonna go here and wrap it up. And I love you all. So we just a second take recording on the camera. Love is a choice, and so is the hate. And we'll be back. I appreciate it. Appreciate you always. Oh God. But I didn't even know I was that crooked. Hopefully y'all can see me and hear me. If you couldn't, like I said, I'm on the side. That was the side of me. I love y'all.